Pasqualino De Santi was a cinematographer or director of photography from Italy. Graduating film school in Rome in 1948, De Santi began his career as an assistant camera operator. Later on, he would find his cinematography mentor in Piero Portaluppi. He had two brothers who were also in the film industry, one a director who Pasqualino would work with later on, and a brother who was an actor. A quote from Ellen Iles, once an editor for Focus on Film magazine, wrote this about De Santi soon after his death. Each director prized his ability to adapt setting and mold lighting and shadow to create a particular atmosphere and feeling appropriate to the subject in hand. We will be looking at two films that De Santi worked on. First, 1973's Lucky Luciano, directed by Francesco Rosi, who would consistently work with De Santi even up until De Santi's death in '96. Second, we will look at 1963's Romeo and Juliet, directed by Franco Zeffirelli. Lucky Luciano, 1973. In this first still, De Santi knew how to spotlight the actor he wanted the audience to pay the most attention to. De Santi was quite skilled in composing this scene by allowing the man being murdered to be fully lit while the other three henchmen are bathed in more shadow. The camera, De Santi composed this scene by allowing the man being murdered to be fully lit in the wide shot. In the still, we see 3 out of the 4 actors are either out of focus or their back is turned to the camera. In this next shot, De Santi loop lighted Lucky to stand apart from the rest of the scene. The actors' outfits also highlighted who De Santi wanted the audience to pay the most attention to while the conversation is happening. With the camera angle, De Santi set up a juxtaposition in the reflection of the mirror. Notice the mirror capturing the mini reflection of Luciano's associate or henchman, but only one reflection of Lucky. De Santi wanted to convey who had the power by lowering the camera just below his shoulder. Notice the size of the two men in the shot. One is small and insignificant, and the other is large and in charge. In this next still, De Santi clearly knows how to set up a dramatic shot. Again, we see the man who will be meeting his end being the most lit. The other two are more in the shadows as opposed to the man who has a knife being dragged across his neck. As for the camera, De Santi set up a medium shot to capture the kill, with the one being murdered in the center. Again, De Santi was very thoughtful of who he wanted the audience or the viewer to pay the most attention to. Romeo and Juliet, 1968. In the second still, Juliet has 2 types of lighting styles. A loop lighting for her face, which is harsh enough to capture the source in her right eye, and a warm, soft light for her hair. With both types of lighting, I believe De Santi successfully captured a moonlit sky and the warm glow of a fireplace. For the camera, the medium close-up shot of Juliet that is tilted up just below the shoulder is composed to convey vulnerability in expressing the desire of love. De Santi's composition allows the viewer to admire Juliet's moment of true feeling. In this next still, Romeo is slightly lit apart from the background. Notice the light sources are captured in his eyes. As for the camera, De Santi makes good use in this low-angle shot looking up at Romeo, possibly another moment of vulnerability or internal conflict. In this last still, De Santi lights Romeo and Juliet with harsh lighting from behind and soft light in front. One source of light is coming down from above and is set behind the actors to convey moonlight. The second light source is warmer and softer, as seen on Romeo's face. As for the camera, De Santi uses a medium shot to frame this climactic moment.